아저씨!
2024's hottest Korean drama The Frog is here to shock the world. On the surface, she seems like a gentle and elegant woman, but behind closed doors, she's a cold-blooded killer, a captivating beauty who drives both men and women crazy. But after watching, no one can deny, she's an absolute psychopath. All it takes is one glance from an innocent bystander, and she decides to make him her next victim. Not even a pregnant woman is safe from her wrath. If craziness had levels, she'd be at the top. Let's get straight to it. The story begins now. In a remote mountain village, the male lead, Yanha, runs a cozy guest house. One day, as usual, he heads to town for some supplies. On the way, he spots a woman's car stuck in the mud. Being the good guy that he is, Yanha immediately pulls over to help. With his driving skills, he quickly gets the car out of the mess. Thinking the woman might be lost, he kindly warns her that the road ahead leads nowhere. After thanking him, the woman goes her way. To Yanha's surprise, when he returns, he finds the same woman waiting at his guest house, asking for a room. Usually, Yanha only accepts familiar guests to ensure the safety and quality of his place. But when Yanha sees that she's with a child, his heart softens, and unable to turn her away, he reluctantly agrees to give her a room. What Yanha doesn't realize is how this simple decision will turn his life upside down. As the woman was moving her luggage, she was drawn to an old record player in the living room. She asked Yanha if he could play some music. Her request instantly brought back warm memories of his late wife, who had loved vinyl records. Yanha had kept a large collection in her honor. He immediately agreed and led her to the basement to pick a record. She chose one with a classic-looking album cover featuring a person Yanha had never seen before, adding an air of mystery to the experience. The two sat in silence, lost in the beautiful music, as if there were too many thoughts in their hearts to express. Suddenly, a heavy rain began to pour outside, and Yanha saw the child playing happily in the rain, sparking memories of joyful times with his own family. But strangely, after a long while, the woman didn't seem to care for her child. Worried the child might get sick, Yanha quickly grabbed a towel and draped it over him. But then the boy, wrapped in the towel, ran off. As the first rays of sunlight pierced through the morning, Yanha woke from his sleep. He went through his usual routine of checking the rooms, only to be surprised by what he found. The rent and the room key were left on the table. It turned out that the woman and her child had quietly left. This was an extremely rare occurrence in Yanha's years of running the guest house. What puzzled him further was that he had never encountered a guest who cleaned up after themselves. Thinking the woman was just very tidy, Yanha didn't think much of it. But just as he was about to start his day, the sound of the record player caught his ear. It was still playing. He walked over to the player, and as soon as his hand touched the record, he was horrified to find his palm covered in blood. The scene flashed back to last night, an unexpected moment between the woman and the boy during dinner. What shocked Yanha was that their relationship didn't seem like mother and son at all.
아줌마, 아빠는 언제 와요?
This simple realization enraged the woman, and her face instantly darkened, turning cold and terrifying. The scene shifts back to Yanha, whose unease grows as he notices the bloodstains on his hand. He begins to carefully check every corner of the room, but aside from the record player, he finds nothing suspicious. That is, until he opens the bathroom door and is immediately hit by the strong, pungent smell of disinfectant. A chilling thought crosses his mind: could a murder have taken place here? To confirm his suspicion, Yanha checks the car's dashcam footage, which proves his worst fears. The woman was involved, but he decides to keep this information to himself. Now, to explain why he chose to stay silent, we need to rewind to another incident involving a motel owner, Sang-jun. Not long ago, a stranger had come to the remote mountain area, his car running out of fuel on the side of the road. Sang-jun, whose motel was nearby, had kindly offered him a room. The man agreed and checked in, but the next morning, a gruesome murder of a young woman was discovered in the motel. Though the killer was caught, the incident severely damaged Sang-jun's reputation, and his family faced public ostracism. After everything that's happened, Yanha decides to clean up the scene, destroy all evidence including the record she played. As time passed, new guests began to arrive, and the terrifying experience seemed to fade into the past. He even started to forget the woman's face. He thought the nightmare was over, until the summer of the following year, when a red Jeep pulled up in front of the guest house. And to his shock, the woman, his former guest, was behind the wheel. But Yanha chose to pretend he didn't recognize her.
어떻게 오셨어요?
숙박 가능할까요?
안 될 것 같습니다. 죄송한데 오늘 손님이 있어서요.
아빠!
Coincidentally, Yanha's daughter had come to visit and, noticing the new guest, offered to give up her room for Song-nae. And so, Song-nae checked in once again. After Song-nae checked in, she first inspected the bathroom, then lay down on the sofa, recalling the scene where she killed the boy. As she drifted into her thoughts, she noticed that the record, which should have been on the player, was now missing. A chill ran through her. She feared her crime had been exposed. To make sure Yeonha wouldn't reveal the truth, she took a bottle of red wine to dinner, trying to control the situation by getting closer to Yeonha's daughter.
아저씨, 그것 좀 들어보고 싶은데.
고장난 거라서요.
After dinner, Yeonha sent his daughter away and turned, reading the fear in Song-nae's eyes. That night, Yeonha had a terrible nightmare. The next morning, while Song-nae was out, Yeonha sneaked into her room to investigate, but before he could finish his search, the roar of Song-nae's jeep interrupted him. After a moment of inner conflict, Yeonha decided to take the initiative, but that was just in his mind. At that moment, Song-nae removed her mask of disguise and confronted him directly.
토마토나 키울까? 나 원래 소스 되게 잘 만드는. 왜 다시 왔냐? 아저씨가 생각이 나더라고요. 그래서 왔더니 아저씨가 나 모르는 척하는 거예요.
What Yeonha didn't expect was that his food had been drugged. When he woke up, his first thought was to call the police, but when he arrived at the station, he found a family photo mysteriously in his pocket. To protect his daughter, he had no choice but to abandon the idea of reporting the crime. The next morning, Yeonha searched for Song-nae at his daughter's workplace. Just as he spotted Song-nae's trace and tried to chase her, a speeding car nearly took his life, causing him to miss the chance. Song-nae disappeared once again. Yeonha sensed that Song-nae would return to the guest house, so he decided to go back early and wait for her at the door. When Song-nae arrived, carrying a large number of plants, she made no mention of Yeonha's previous attempt to contact the police. This left Yeonha confused. He couldn't figure out what she was really after. In an effort to understand her motives, Yeonha secretly searched through Song-nae's personal belongings, hoping to find some clues. After a long search, he found nothing, until his eyes landed on the pink laptop. That's when it hit him: the secret was most likely hidden inside the laptop. Later that afternoon, he quietly took the laptop, but little did he know, Song-nae was watching his every move. He brought the computer to a repair shop, only to be told that the password couldn't be cracked. Disappointed, Yeonha left the shop. When he returned to the guest house, he was shocked to find that Song-nae had replaced the furniture his late wife had carefully chosen. This crossed a line for Yeonha. In a fit of rage, he jumped into the pool and forcefully held Song-nae's head underwater. But as his anger subsided, a cold shiver ran through him. To his surprise, Song-nae stood up, completely unharmed. After the incident, Song-nae's desire to stay at the guest house long-term only grew stronger. She demanded Yeonha return the laptop and threatened him, saying that by keeping quiet, he had already become an accomplice. Song-nae seized the opportunity to ask Yeonha to sell her the guest house, but the guest house was Yeonha's life's work, and despite her demands, he refused. He stood up to leave. What Song-nae didn't expect was that Yeonha had secretly recorded their conversation. The next morning, as Yeonha was leaving with the evidence, Song-nae, brushing her teeth, noticed him. Suspicious, she started searching the room and eventually found the recorder's case. At that moment, Yeonha had already reached the area near the police station. Just as he was parking, Song-nae arrived in her car. Chasing after him. Afterward, Yeonha was sent to the hospital for treatment, while Song-nae, in a frenzy, searched the hospital for him. A few days later, Yeonha emerged from the hospital, feeling the weight of the ordeal. Back at the guest house, Yeonha made it clear that he would no longer pursue the murder issue, hoping Song-nae would leave. But Song-nae wasn't grateful. Instead, she asked him why they couldn't all just get along. Then, she declared that the current environment at the guest house perfectly matched her artistic temperament, revealing her determination to take full control of it. Helpless, Yeonha had no choice but to leave, knowing he needed to prepare a thorough counterattack. It was time for a battle over territory. A few days later, an old regular came to the guest house. The man was a frequent guest at the inn, but this time, noticing that only Song-nae was there to greet him, he became suspicious and called the police. When the police arrived, the man showed his reservation confirmation. Song-nae, however, had no booking record and was consequently placed in a nearby grocery store. A few days later, Yeonha tried to contact a new guest. Song-nae quickly grabbed the phone, but Yeonha immediately hung up. That night, while Seong-hae was painting, a girl suddenly came to borrow a toothbrush. By accident, she referred to Seong-hae as aunt, which immediately sparked a conflict between them.
나가.
왜 이래?
나가.
짜씨.
Seong-hae kicked the girl out of the room. The next morning, the girl returned with a group of rowdy young men, intending to teach Seong-hae a lesson. Just then, the phone in the room rang. It turned out that this whole situation was part of Yeonha's plan to drive Seong-hae out. However, his strategy not only failed to drive Seong-hae away, but it also forced Yeonha to return. The reason was that Seong-hae refused to hand over the key, blocking a large number of new guests from checking in. With no other choice, Yeonha returned to the guest house, handed over the spare key to the new guests, and instructed them not to let Seong-hae in, calling the police if necessary. But just as Yeonha was about to open the door, a stunning plot twist occurred. A police officer emerged from the room. It turned out that the night before, Seong-hae had first used her charm to seduce a man, then falsely accused Yeonha of harassing her. The police decided to stay a few nights to protect her safety. These guests were all friends of the police, and they warned Yeonha to be careful with his behavior. After a few days, Seong-hae had the police completely under her spell, and they even started thinking they were in a romantic relationship. To protect Seong-hae from being harassed, the police stayed several nights without leaving. Eventually, Seong-hae grew tired of this and complained to Yeonha. When reasoning failed, Seong-hae decided to sleep in his room, splitting the space in half so neither of them would be inconvenienced. Yeonha, seeing her shamelessness, insulted her, calling her a madwoman. Seong-hae, who hated being called madwoman, suddenly stood up and grabbed Yeonha, intending to confess to him how she had killed the boy. But she feared that if she told him, he would be scared and leave the guest house. Before she could finish, Yeonha placed a hand on her shoulder and forcefully shoved her onto the bed. 2 hours later, Yeonha emerged from the room, and this scene was witnessed by the police. The officer immediately rushed into the room to check on Seong-hae, finding her staring blankly at the floor. Seeing this, the police ran out to confront Yeonha, but Seong-hae grabbed them to stop them. Seong-hae did this to completely break Yeonha's resolve. Yeonha, who had seen this, immediately drove off from the guest house, but stopped halfway. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. It was his guest house, yet it was being taken over by this crazy woman, and she was in there with the police, doing God knows what. So, Yeonha returned to the guest house and, with a single strike, managed to separate the two of them. But facing the strong police officer, Yeonha was quickly knocked to the ground. The situation escalated to the police station, but the officers didn't want to make a big fuss, so in the end, both parties reached a settlement. The police returned to the guest house to look for Seong-hae, but couldn't find her anywhere. Just as he was about to leave, he noticed a suspicious backpack in the shoe cabinet. Inside, he found evidence that Yeonha had recorded Seong-hae's crimes. After learning the truth, the police officer rushed out into the rain to find Seong-hae, only to discover her sitting in a car. Coldly watching him. The next day, Seong-hae arrived at her father's art exhibition as if nothing had happened. She had been promised that her artwork would be displayed, but when she saw that someone else's work was on display instead, she angrily attacked her father's assistant.
어떻게 된 거냐면 재밌네.
Her father called to explain that her piece was mediocre, so they had to showcase someone else's better work first. However, Seong-hae forcefully swapped the artwork for her own. Once everything was settled, she planned to return home for a good rest. But just then, her ex-husband, recently released from prison, found her. She boldly told her ex-husband that she had killed their child. This instantly fueled his rage. Seeing this, Seong-hae immediately got out of the car and ran. Seong-hae woke up in the hospital, but now, there was something more important on her mind, seeing her painting being appreciated by buyers. When she arrived at the exhibition, she found that her painting had been discarded by her father as junk. Furious, Seong-hae drove a van straight into the exhibition.
화재식 났어. 그냥 어디 외국에라도 보내버리면 안 돼.
네가 나가.
그럼 며칠만 잡아놔줘요. 그 정도는 해줄 수 있잖아.
It seems that Song-ae's crazed personality might have something to do with her father. After the incident settled down, Song-ae returned to the guest house, waiting for Yang-ha to show up. This was because Yang-ha had previously agreed to sell her the guest house. However, Yang-ha didn't appear as expected. Instead, his friends secretly observed her figure. The man had a conversation with Song-ae. She used his phone to send a message to Yang-ha's daughter. The daughter returned to the guest house and called out for Yang-ha, but there was no response. Just as she was about to leave, she suddenly heard a strange noise coming from the backyard. She went to investigate and, at that moment, Song-ae appeared behind her. Having met Song-ae briefly before, the girl immediately recognized her. The two of them went inside, where Song-ae explained that she hadn't been able to contact Yang-ha for days and asked the girl to help. After several failed attempts to reach Yang-ha, Song-ae began losing her patience. The girl started to see Song-ae's true nature. At that point, Song-ae dropped the pretense and revealed the whole story of the case. As Song-ae spoke, the girl began to feel dizzy, because Song-ae had already slipped some drugs into the cup. Before the drugs took effect, the girl tried to escape, but Song-ae quickly grabbed a kitchen knife and chased after her. Just as the girl reached the door, she managed to knock Song-ae down. The girl ran to save the man, but Song-ae quickly caught up. Though the girl initially had the upper hand, the drug's effects soon took hold, and she started to lose strength. In the end, she couldn't escape Song-ae's grip. Song-ae subdued the girl and locked her in a suitcase. Just then, the girl's phone rang.
여보세요?
Yang-ha sensed that his daughter might be in danger, so he quickly rushed back to the guest house with a shotgun. He found Song-ae drinking by the pool, and without hesitation, he fired a shot in anger. However, Song-ae wasn't frightened. Instead, she provocatively gave Yang-ha 30 minutes to rescue his friend from the basement. Yang-ha rushed to the basement and, sure enough, found his friend, but he soon realized it was a trap set by Song-ae, as she had taken the opportunity to escape the guest house. Determined to find his daughter, Yang-ha immediately gave chase. Song-ae was startled by his reckless pursuit, forcing her to return to the guest house. But with Yang-ha's unwavering resolve, neither of them could escape their fate. Over the past few days, Yang-ha had learned a valuable lesson. Avoiding the problem would only make things worse. To put an end to this once and for all, Yang-ha prepared to act. Seeing his determination, Song-ae took out her passport and claimed she was about to leave the country, assuring Yang-ha that both his daughter and friend would be safe. Just as Yang-ha hesitated, the police chief called. Yang-ha told Song-ae that the police would soon find the guest house and insisted she take him to his daughter. As a bargaining chip, Yang-ha deliberately hung up on the chief's call, making Song-ae believe she had the upper hand. Song-ae led Yang-ha to the riverbank and opened the box, only to reveal it was empty. Suddenly, a large group of police officers appeared behind Song-ae. It turned out to be a trap set up by Yang-ha and the police chief. Due to Song-ae's suspicious shopping habits, as well as the body of a police officer found in the cornfield, and her altercation with her ex-husband followed by a visit to a laundromat to change her blood-stained clothes, she had been under suspicion. All the evidence pointed to her being involved in a major crime. In cooperation with the police chief, Yang-ha had agreed to delay Song-ae's escape while the chief searched for his daughter. Although Song-ae was caught, this was far from the end of the story. Facing the police chief's interrogation, Song-ae remained silent. With her father's powerful background, she hired the best lawyer to secure her release on bail. After being released, Song-ae returned to the guest house, passport in hand, ready to flee the country. However, she was caught by her ex-husband at the guest house. Unbeknownst to her, her ex-husband had been sent by her father. Just as he was about to kill Song-ae, Yang-ha suddenly walked in. Now, Song-ae, facing death, had a scapegoat to drag down with her. She told her ex-husband that the child's death was also connected to Yang-ha because he helped her cover up the truth. Her ex-husband, immediately losing control, aimed a gun at both of them. Yet, Song-ae, unbelievably, still tried to provoke him. When her ex-husband aimed the gun at Song-ae's head, the police chief quietly appeared and knocked him to the ground. Her arrival didn't help. It only made the ex-husband point the gun at her. In an attempt to minimize the bloodshed, the police chief decided to drop her weapon. Just as the ex-husband was about to kill Song-ae, Yang-ha intervened. In the chaos, Song-ae quickly grabbed the gun from the floor, aimed it at the police chief, and began shooting in retaliation. However, when she pointed the gun at both of them, luckily, the gun jammed. Song-ae got up and fled the guest house, unaware that her ex-husband was not planning to let her go. The film ends here.